Skate legends.
And we here.
Dashell.
Hey, let them know your IG.
My IG is at Sheelbell, Sheelbell.
I bet y'all didn't know Sheelbell had her own lip gloss line. How long have you been in the lip gloss? No, for real. All right, so how long have you been skating?
Since I was 2.
Since you were 2. She about 12 right now. You see she got the baby hair right here. 12 years old.
I wish.
She had why she knew heat. She knew heat.
Yeah.
But look, so with everything being said, what is your skate style considered? Or are you just a skater?
Yeah, I don't feel like I have a style. I feel like I just do whatever I feel. Like if I feel like I want to do whatever I see, I'll do it. But I don't have like a certain style. Like I'm not that type of skater.
Right.
Honestly, it was a very, very hard transition in my life. It was a hard recovery. It changed my whole life.
Yeah.
My knee was injured. 5 different parts of my knee was injured. Still recovering right now, doing physical therapy. So this is probably like the 5th time I've been back since the accident. It's been hard, honestly. If I feel pain in my knee again while I'm skating, I have to stop.
Yeah.
But hey, I'm doing it.
Yeah, Fred got them knee pain, so he can relate.
Yeah, my knees is old. My knees is old. You know what I'm saying? They just old. That's all that is.
So was it your fault, the accident? Like, how was?
So it wasn't my fault, but I hit him from behind.
Oh.
So I have a lawyer and everything like that.
Okay.
He knew it was his fault.
Yeah.
He was on his GPS and he's completely got over from the right lane to the left lane, completely stopped, and I had no room to react.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So car was over.
Yeah. I had one of those. I had an out of body experience, so
yeah,
I know exactly.
Scary.
Yeah, it's scary. Yeah.
I got out, my adrenaline was rushing. I got out just like mad, like jumped out the car. Like,
okay. Oh wow.
So we know life has been lifing for you.
But God has been guiding.
Yeah.
God be guiding.
I like that. God has been guiding.
Yes.
Yeah.
With all that, he brought you back to the skating rink.
Exactly.
Because I know that typically with a lot of skaters, like it becomes a way of life. So I know that has been altered for you. So, how many times, we know you skated 5 times since you've been back, but has that dramatically decreased your times of skating per week? Did you skate 2 times per week, 1 time per week, or?
Honestly, I think it decreased based on the music and stuff. Everything changed over time, it decreased my time, of when I would skate. But it definitely did. I can't overdo it, so I can't do multiple days of skating anymore.
So once a week, right now, once a week.
So does it affect your balance or anything like that? Oh wow.
Yeah. Cause sometimes I'm learning how to not put too much pressure on my left leg and put it in both to where I can balance. Because if I'm doing certain moves, I guess, and I'm needing this to be a dominant leg, it's harder because it's the weaker leg. So I have to build up the strength here before I can do. So it does alter how I skate. Yeah.
So we know that, you are definitely an influence in the world itself. So tell us about your podcast.
So my podcast is called Go and Grow Podcast. And basically it's the revolution of people. It's them growing and expanding from where they once were, childhood traumas or anything that was, I guess, something that stopped them, challenges and circumstances that may have stopped them from being their best version of themselves. It's I want to see where you were and how are you growing, where you are at that point, and then how you can grow further. So it's mine is all about growth, and we get deep. We talk about God. We talk about whatever happens in your life. We talk about literally anything you could think of, but we stay out of the I'm not the super trendy, what's popping and not, that's not how my podcast is. So,
So what was the spark for that podcast? What?
A few years ago, my brother told me that I should do a podcast, and I'm I didn't believe in myself. So I'm I don't know if people will listen to me. So I was I don't think I'm gonna do it. Yeah. Then my car accident happened, and it just made me think like, okay, well, if I'm sitting in the house and I no longer can go to my job, then why not use my voice? So that's when I released my ebook. That's when I started my podcast and went from there for real, honestly.
Yeah. Everything happened for a reason.
When God took everything away, I had to figure out what else I was going to do.
Exactly.
So tell us about the ebook. Tell us the title of the ebook. How can the people watching this obtain the ebook?
So the ebook is called God Planted It and I Watered It. And you can go to godplanteditandIwateredit.com and you can go purchase that book. You can go on my Instagram that I gave y'all earlier and you can click on there in my bio, have it there. You can go on my YouTube, The Lifestyle of Shelly. You can catch it on my Facebook, Sheelbell, wherever you need it is there. And it's basically solely based on God. It's a poem book and it just shows how God can bring you out of anything, dark, suicide, whatever it is. It shows that God can bring you out of it.
Okay. So what advice would you have for skaters that are beginning to skate or they want to learn different moves that you know or different style of skate?
I would say first, be yourself. Don't try to fit in and be everybody else because it's only one of you. And I feel like whatever you feel in your heart is something that you can do. Like, don't let people tell you like, oh, that doesn't look good. Or, oh, that's not right. Now, if you're trying to learn a certain style, I would say take constructive criticism or take somebody trying to help you. Yeah. But like the people who's like, ill, that's not right. Like, forget them. Have confidence. Do whatever you feel comfortable with doing and then grow from there.
So, I've heard you speak about God multiple times. So can you give me your favorite scripture?
What is my favorite scripture? I got a lot of favorite scriptures. So, walk by faith, not by sight. That's my tattoo. That's on my arm. And I feel like that's like the whole thing about life is you really have to walk by faith and not by sight. Like, cause you're not gonna know. And if you feel like you gotta know everything, you'll never start nothing. God is never gonna give you something and tell you everything that's gonna go, or you're not gonna do what you need to do to achieve it. So I feel like that's definitely my all-time favorite scripture. I just really got a lot of, but yeah, that's my favorite.
Mine personally is Philippians 4:13. You can do all things through Christ which strengthens me. And I say that because it applies in so many different areas. Yeah.
That's true.
Of everyone's life. Whether you want to apply to skating, whether you want to apply to your job, whether you want to apply to having faith to leave a job, whatever it is. And especially with injuries, cause you see, I'm back. I hurt my back. And it's been a long journey. I'm talking about a long journey.
Yeah.
But it's one of them things where if you give up on yourself, who else is going to root for you? You know what I'm saying? So, I've always had one of those, that has been my favorite so far. Yeah. One that I always go back to.
And I think that's, I love that one too. Cause I feel like it's very important to, I guess, stay grounded and close to the fire when it comes to God, because especially with injuries, because I don't know about how yours, which is your back, because even my neck is off balance from the accident. My spine is going this way. It's going this way and it's supposed to go this way. Wow. And I know that honestly, for me to even come back skating, it was I was in my head, like, do I even want to go back? Like, do I even want to do it anymore? Like, and then I'm a gym rat and I couldn't go to the gym anymore. Yeah.
So let me ask you this. I know that a lot of people don't really discuss depression and things like that, anxiety and things like that. Did any of those avenues attack you during that time?
Absolutely. I fell into the point where I was stressed and I started to go into depression because I was like, dang, like, how did I lose everything at one time? And I didn't do anything, and I lost everything I had in that moment. And for me, I felt defeated. And then I had to tell myself I had to just sit myself down. And I was like, if you lost everything today, would you still trust God? Would you still love God? And would you still follow God? And I told myself yes. So from that day, I took myself out of that depression, out of that stressful moment, the anxiety that I had built up. And I told myself
it's crazy because a lot of people don't really consider themselves depressed or consider themselves having anxiety and different like that. And like you say, when everything was taken away from you, you didn't realize you was in a black hole until you looking up
Exactly.
out of the hole.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I can speak on it because I fell into that hole right after my accident. I'm like, shit, I've been skating my whole life. Like, what am I about to do now? I can't go to work, can't skate, I can't do, it take you so far away from yourself.
Exactly.
Yeah. Now you're looking at, okay, well, who am I?
Yeah.
And it makes you start questioning a lot of things. Yeah. But like you say, it's one of those things you wake up and you have to tell yourself, I can't be in this hole. I gotta pull myself out this hole.
You gotta reinvent yourself.
Yourself.
Because at the end of the day, like, it's done. Yeah. Like, what's done is done. What you're gonna do now and next is what's important. And if you either sink or swim, and I chose I'm gonna swim. I feel like at first I did until I prayed against it. I told God, like, I don't want anxiety. Like, anxiety must go away from me. Everything that's sent to destroy me has to leave. And for me, I told myself, if you trust God, you trust that He will give you a safe travel. And I didn't pray that day. It was just after I dropped my daughter off at school. And I didn't pray. And then that happened. And I just said, like, God, I trust you. From here on, I trust you. And I trust that you have my best interests at heart. And whatever your will is, it'll be done. So I declared that the anxiety was going to leave me, because at first I was timid. Like, I didn't want to drive like that. I didn't want to go nowhere. It was just.
And I felt it, and I looked over to the side. I said, I ain't gonna make it home tonight. And I felt it, and from time, once I hit the intersection, and just like, I just seen that light, and like, everything was just quiet. It was slow motion. I seen myself like I'm looking at you.
Don't it go in slow motion?
Yeah, everything is slow motion. You know,
you gotta trust your instinct. It never, your gut feeling never lies to you. And when God is telling you, like, I almost got in an accident in my work truck the other day. But like, I was like, dang, like, cause somebody had blew at me cause I was looking on my phone, like when I was parked. Like I was stopped at the light. So I looked down at my phone and the light had just turned green and they honked at me and I'm like, dang, like, so I'm like, let me hurry up and go. But if I would have went, I would have got hit because a car ran the light and it missed me by a hair. And if I would have went when I thought I should have went, I would have got hit.
So for all those people that's watching this, make sure that you take care of yourself mentally and physically. Nothing is wrong with admitting that you have, you travel down those avenues of anxiety or depression. Just make sure that you get some type of help.
Exactly.
Let today be the day that you start helping yourself. So look, I know that, we all over the place. Which is okay. It's okay. So let me ask you, I know that you skated for a long time, skated at many rinks. Which is your favorite rink, or consider your own rink? Which rink do you like the most?
Probably Cascade.
Cascade?
Because, like, I don't know, like, I feel like Cascade just feels like a more comfortable place for me. Like, if I'm gonna go for myself. See, I take my daughter skating on Thursdays at Sparkles, because I feel like that's more for her. And it's like a family thing. But if it's for me, I'm gonna definitely come to Cascade. Like, it's not many other skating rinks I like the style or their music. I feel like it's kind of, now sometimes Cascade be off with the music, but but most of them, most of the time it be like decent for me at least.
Okay.
So DJs, you got a favorite DJ? So it's just you just vibe.
I don't have. Cause it's like, I know how people like, I don't like this DJ. I barely pay attention to who the DJ is, to be honest. Like, but if I like the music, I like it. Like, I don't be like ill. I'm not that picky. So it's like, I'll say sometimes like, the music not good this time or something like that. But like, as far as DJs, I don't know. Like, I feel like every DJ deserves their flowers because they got up there and did it. And everybody can't be a DJ. So I feel
Shout out to DJ.
Yeah, exactly.
So look, if you had to look at this video 5 years from now and give yourself advice to yourself 5 years from now, what would that advice be?
Keep going. Never let anything stop you. Keep God first. And know that God is your center and He's your core. And also, like, just never, like, always bet on yourself. Never give up on yourself. Keep going no matter the outcomes, no matter what happens, no matter the challenges. Just make sure you do it. Like, the only thing you can do is do it. It's no way you can go backwards. That's it.
So, y'all know what time it is. We gotta roll that beautiful beauty footage, baby. Troy having a brain freeze.
I mean,
so look,
I be having my brain freezes.
So look,
Hey,
we appreciate you coming out.
hey.
We appreciate the time. We appreciate the blessings, the advice that you're giving, you know, everyone that's watching this podcast right now.
And thank you for sharing your story with us. We really appreciate that.
Thanks for inviting me.
Y'all make sure y'all go get that book.
Yes,
Yeah, get that book.
get it.
And if you need help, hit up in the DM.
Yeah.